Hello. Welcome to today's episode of Bed with Beds. This episode is called Essential Oil Diffuser, which is this contraption right here. And we put essential oils in it. And then you'll hear a whirring sound, and emitted will be a scent or a mix of scents that you choose. And it helps really clean the air in a room. Now, I can't speak eloquently on the science behind how this machine works or the technology, but I could talk about what it does for me. So let's do that. Firstly, I have 6 different essential oils here, and they're all from the same set, so they're the same brand, but I have no affinity for a particular brand. These are just the ones that I have, and I'll name each one by one. We'll start with tea tree. Let's do all the greens first. Different shades of green. Peppermint. Lemongrass. Eucalyptus. Lavender. There's the purple there. And lastly, orange. Now, you could mix as many scents as you like. It might dull one over the other if you don't measure them out. What I like to do is use all the green shades together, those scents, or sometimes add a little orange kick after 2 different scents, regardless of the ones that I chose. I mix it up all the time. Now, this particular one you have to have plugged in, which is over in that direction. Don't mind the guitar or the salt lamp. Those will be for future episodes. What you have to do is put water inside this particular essential oil diffuser. Like so. See where? Let's give it a little shake. You see? There's a fill line that might be hard to discern, but you want to get it as high as you can to that fill line with clean water. Filtered is preferable. I already have a water bottle ready to go here. And then you'll add the scents. Now, you'll see, because I wanted to show you how much water can actually be put into this. You could tell that there's some in it, obviously, from the last time I used it. You want to periodically clean your essential oil diffuser. And there's different ways in which to do that, which I won't get into. But in this particular case, I'll just do what I'm considering a refill, or a partial refill, because there's some water left. Now, because there's some leftover water, there's also some scents. Some of the oils that I put in before are definitely within this water here. They're migrating, moving around. I don't see any visual indication of them, but they're there. I definitely could smell a little bit of tea tree, a little bit of orange from the last time I used it. Which again, if you clean it often, then you're not going to run into any issue of having a scent from your last use, or any oils that kind of cling to the plastic in this case, but I'm not even worrying about that. What I'm doing is adding to the fermented scents fermented oils that are in there and the scents that they emit. We're just adding to it with a new layer, whether they're the same scents, you know? Again, I'm not speaking from the point that some sort of alchemist or chemist would, but I can tell you about the pleasure, the immediacy that this device provides in terms of cleaner air and joy. I'm relaxed by the sound of it and the scents that it gives off. But okay, so I put more water in, and I still could fill a little bit more. Now, you don't have to be exact with this. I mean, sure, there's a fill line for a reason, and you probably don't want to go past that. but, you know, I'm just trying to get as close as I can to the fill line so I can go as long as I can without having to refill this again. And for example, for this particular example, we'll just do 2 different ones, and I'm going to start with orange. If I could open it with one hand. Or my teeth. Whatever works, right? Okay, so here's the orange, right? Now, we're just going to do 3, 4 drops. You can even see them coming out, huh? There we go, when it ripples. Okay, now that's a lot more. But, you know, these oils come out really easily. And once I started dripping them in, I was thinking, well, I like to have them in different sectors of the essential oil diffuser so they could migrate, you know, easily move within the water. And so I was a little bit liberal there with how much I decided to use. But that's fine. I'm also going to use some eucalyptus. I think that's a good combo, just those 2. I usually add the orange at the end. Here you go, the teeth again. Okay. Usually add orange at the end, but I wanted to start with that, give it a little bit of a kick, and remember, it's in addition to what I already had before, the last time I used this, so, because I didn't empty it out to clean it completely. I remember using orange at the end the last time, so now it's like I'm jump starting. I'm bookending that chapter to a new one with the orange. Okay, now we'll end with the eucalyptus. Now, see that? That was half the amount of what orange I put in. Okay. Now I think that's going to complement each other, those 2, quite nicely. Have to make sure the buttons and then the opening match up. Let's put all these back into here like so. I like this bowl. Sharp red color. It's sexy, it's pronounced. That deep red, you know? And you have this little icon here of a pig. Okay, so now 2 buttons here in the particular case of this model of Gear. Gear. And press the button to the right to engage it. This is simply the 1 hour setting. And there's a setting for more time, and of course to turn it off completely. Oh man, I'm getting a strong sense of the orange is just really forward. Just overpowering actually, but I enjoy it. Okay. And so you'll see here the stream is very, well, it moves consistently. The formation is consistent from there, and then once it moves away from the device, it gets a little more loose. Only one spout, or one hole, so it's not being emitted from several locations. And what's also fun about this particular essential oil diffuser is you could change the color. You know, you could really set the mood depending on what you're doing and what time of day it is. I should turn off the light to give you the full experience. Now that the light is off, you could see more clearly how this lights up. This is the red, which is my favorite, but there's a lot of options. Again, it's strong orange smell, and I turned this off so I could show you the colors and not be distracted or distract you with the mist. But I could still smell that orange, and it's very strong. And now for the best part. Let's turn this thing back on and just watch it dance. That's kind of cool visually, but in this case, it's not really about what you see. It's about what you hear, right? And there's a lot of elements to these sounds here. I like to read a book aloud while I listen to this. It's kind of a backdrop for whatever it is I'm reading. It creates like a white noise, which sometimes adds to the text. Other times it's just a comforting wall, proverbial wall behind me. It's almost rain-like in some circumstances, and you probably know that I personally do enjoy rain. But there's a bubbling quality. There's the whirring of the machine itself. It almost sounds like this tiny man inside, like a gnome or something, tinkering with some things. Using maybe some science equipment that also utilizes water. Reminds me also, in part, of a boiling water. Makes me think of cooking, home-cooked meals, comfort, pasta, like a hearty meal that's going to ease you into your night, take you from evening right into complete nightfall.